Hello, you beautiful being you. Welcome back to Yoga with Paige. Thank you for tuning in today. We have a practice that is going to be focused on just sitting with ourselves, relieving some anxiety. I have had one of the most intense weeks in a long time, and I could definitely use this practice for myself. And I know sometimes it seems to be when we find a few people are struggling. I'm not sure if it's like an energetic thing, but I feel like I've seen and heard that a lot of people are struggling as well right now. So if you are in any bouts of anxiety or feeling just really down or depressed, this class will be perfect for you. We will be moving gently, calmly, grounding ourselves. I haven't planned anything out. We're just going to find what feels nurturing to us. So take what you need in this moment and let everything go. Let all judgments go. Release whatever you can and you need to release. I will be doing the same right alongside you. And I know if any emotions come out, you see maybe a tear slip out, I know you won't judge me, as I won't judge you either. This is a completely safe space where we can just focus on carving out some time for ourselves and trying to use our yoga practice as a healing measure when we're not feeling too great. Life happens, and what can you do? All you can do is your best, so that's what we're going to do today. And I think I could use a beginning in child pose. So that's where I'm going to start, at the back of the mat in a nice, loving child pose. So whenever you're ready, we can meet there. Taking your first few breaths to move slowly, creep the fingertips out, just come into the body. Take a moment to notice where you're at right now. Notice how you feel. Maybe we have to sit through some of this discomfort. If you're uncomfortable in your mind, you're stressed out, that's okay. It is temporary, it will pass, just like everything else. So let's try to leave that behind and come into the now and just focus on what you're feeling now, whether that be emotionally, physically, energetically, spiritually, you name it. Slowly melting the heart down with every breath. Not holding yourself too rigid here. You can allow yourself to feel heavy. Stop trying to resist these feelings and just let yourself be pulled down. Let yourself be weighed down. Letting go of resentment and letting go of resistance. Take your next breath as full as you can, really sending all of your awareness to the belly, making the belly full on the inhale as you draw the air in. Feel the expansion of the belly, and then exhale. Draw it into the spine, releasing all of the air. Taking a few more deep breaths like that, trying to keep your awareness on the belly, on the physical body, allowing it to pull you into the present. Finding a few more breaths in this child pose.
taking whatever you need here. Maybe letting some emotions flow. And on your next breath, gently lift the head and the chest. Draw the knees together if we were in a more wide child pose. Plant the left forearm on the mat as you inhale and sweep the right arm high. Really extend through the arm. Reach for the sky with the fingertips. Finding a gentle little twist. Coming back to the breath. Exhale, plant that arm back, planting the right forearm. Inhale, reach the left arm up, opening through the back, pressing away from the mat. Create space for your body. Maybe we can mirror that physical space in our mind. Perhaps. Exhale, plant the left forearm. Press through the hands to lift the elbows and rock up onto the knees, finding a nice tabletop. Spread wide through the fingers, ground down through the tops of the feet, and find a few rounds of cat-cow. Beginning to mobilize the spine as we drop the belly on the inhale. And round through the back on the exhale. Making these movements gentle, slow. Connecting to the rhythm of your breath and your body. Maybe noticing that these rounds are awakening your spine and you're feeling yourself go a little bit deeper. And finishing out your cat-cow, we can meet in tabletop pose. And gently extend the arms just a little bit. We won't be here too long, especially if we're not properly warmed up, and just melt the heart down just a breath or two here. Exhale, maybe pulse back up, press through the hands, tuck the tailbone slightly, and then release. One more time. And then press through the hands, slide them back underneath the chest, cross the feet at the ankles to come into a gentle seat, coming into a nice, easy seat. We'll find our positioning here. Give yourself some time. Maybe letting the palms rise up to the ceiling as we roll the shoulders back, taking a few moments of presence here. I invite you to close the eyes and just simply be. Sit with your feelings, sit with your thoughts, but know that you are not those feelings and those thoughts. Tuning in to the beating heart, the breath rhythm, all of these natural bodily functions letting you know that you are alive and well. And whatever is going on in this period of your life, you will continue to be alive and well. Take one deep inhale in through the nose and exhale.
We can stay here and find a little meditation for ourselves, or we can blink the eyes open and come into a gentle little upper body flow. Left arm reaches overhead, side body stretch. And exhale, release. Inhale, right arm goes overhead. And release. 2 more times each side, moving with the breath. You don't have to follow along to my pace. Find what nurtures you. Nurture your own body. This is a great opportunity to be a little selfish. And returning back to a neutral spine whenever you're finished. Take the right arm, cross it to the left knee, and then take this left arm, cross it over the right. So the left arm is on top, and we're going to turn our head to the right side. So lifting up nice and tall, we want to draw the shoulders down, the chest up, and just take a slight head turn to the right. Our arms are crossed in front. Just notice where you feel this. Maybe you feel it in the upper back, in the shoulders, in the side of the neck. Ground yourself with the feeling body, with your own awareness. Taking one last breath. And then return back to center, uncrossing the arms but raising them up high in the air. Big inhale. And exhale, bend the elbows, cactus the arms, but send the chest up. Really open up skyward. Pinching the shoulder blades together like you're trying to keep a penny in between your scapula there. Really reaching the chest up. Big, full breaths here. Still rooting down through the sit bones. And on your next exhale, we come into our cross on the other side. So our left hand reaches for the right knee first. The right arm crosses over top. And when you find your position, gently take your gaze over to the left. Beautiful. Return back to center. Unravel those arms. And uncross the legs, coming into a little straddle. And I say little because we're not really focusing here on how wide we can get our legs. We want to make sure we have some proper alignment. So reach the kneecaps towards the back of the room, flex the feet. And if you need to bend the knees a little bit, that's totally okay, or bring the legs in a little bit closer. We're just finding a gentle hip opening here, maybe helping to release some of the stuck, stagnant energy. We can find a little sway side to side, or anything else that is calling to you. Gentle movements, gentle breaths. We can find compassion for ourselves right now. Maybe we can send ourselves some love on this next breath. You can gently begin to kind of make your way down, folding over, straddle, keeping the feet flexed, and just using the breath to make your way down, maybe onto the forearms, the palms of the hand. Feeling the hips open. And then let your head hang down, tucking the chin into the chest.
releasing tension in the neck, the upper shoulders. And we can gently press back up. Make your way here. Taking the legs back in, but pressing the soles of the feet together, finding one more little hip opener, bound angle. So use that energy here. Use the heat in your feet to press them together. Lift up with the chest. Maybe if you're feeling super anxious, depending on what you're feeling right now, you can butterfly the legs if we have an urge to kind of fidget. Feel free to modify these, add something in, take something out. Maybe we're just hanging out in child pose the whole time. It's totally, totally okay. Whatever you need. This practice is about you. Beautiful. A few more breaths here. And then we're going to gently take the knees together and make your way slowly onto the back. So rolling down on the back, hug the knees into the chest. Give yourself a nice little squeeze. You are doing great. And come back to the body with the breath. Find some stillness here. Pressing the lower back down into the mat, feeling close to the earth. And on your next breath, release the knees if we had them. Extend the left leg long, placing it down on the mat. As you cross this right knee over, the left leg coming into a twist, nice and slow. Find what feels good here. We'll hang out for a minute. Maybe releasing the right arm to the side, gazing over the shoulder. Feeling this beautiful twist in the lower spine. Decompressing. Finding some stillness. When you're ready, gently roll back onto the back, but extend both legs up into the air, bending the knees, coming into a little happy baby. Just letting gravity pull the legs down by the sides. We can find a little rock here, add some movement in, or we can just be where we're at. Allowing our nervous system to gently calm down as we breathe nice and even. And then making your way into a twist on the other side. Releasing the right leg down to the mat and crossing the left knee over, finding your version of whatever spinal twist you took on the other side. Take a moment now to take a quick body scan and notice if you are holding tension in any area that you can release. Release for these last few breaths. Letting the mat hold you, do all the work. And coming out of your spinal twist to once again send both of the legs up towards the sky, finding a little dead bug pose or legs up the wall. We can also move next to a wall and place the backs of our legs on the wall. But we're just focusing on releasing the blood flow. Let's recirculate everything. Change our perspective. We're so used to looking down at our feet when we forward fold. Now we're looking at our feet in relation to the sky and not the floor. Change the energy around, shift it around. See if you can feel the energy flowing down the legs towards the hips. And we can stay here for more breaths. Otherwise, we will be heading into a little shavasana. So I invite you to make sure that there's nothing else that you need right now before we relax for a few minutes. So if there's any other postures you would like to take those now. And when you're ready in your own time, find your way to any final resting position that feels good to you. Any position where you can fully relax, surrender yourself to all of these possibilities, all of these outcomes that may or may not happen. Knowing that you are a capable human being, a very strong human being that can handle any hurdles that life wants to throw at you. Coming back to the breath, allowing your body to relax and rest. Letting the tongue fall from the roof of the mouth, maybe slightly opening the jaw. Relaxing the muscles of the forehead, the neck, the shoulders, the muscles of the arms, the wrists, and the hands. Feeling your chest and your back and your belly being pulled down with the weight of gravity. Releasing any stored energy in the hips. Feeling the thighs become heavy and the knees traveling all the way down through the calves and the ankles, reaching the feet. Using your breath as your anchor when the mind begins to drift. Giving yourself permission to be still and quiet for just a few more moments. And gently beginning to come back into the feeling body, into your environment, making any minor adjustments to wake the body back up. Blink the eyes open if we found them closed, and gently roll to one side to press back up to a sitting position where we can take one final breath together. Reaching the hands above the head, big full breath in. Sealing in this practice, exhale, hands to heart center. Thank you so much for taking this time for yourself and allowing me to guide you through this, hopefully, anxiety relieving practice. In times of stress, yoga can be such a wonderful tool to help regulate the body systems and just give yourself a chance to come back home, to realize that these things may not be as big as we make them seem sometimes. So I hope we were able to kind of recenter you and bring you back home to what truly matters. And again, I thank you for joining me on Yoga with Paige and for moving the energy around with me today. I look forward to the next time we see each other, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.